Good evening and welcome to the Joint Issues Committee for California and the Calexit Congress. I am one of the co-chairs, Jason Wright, accompanied by Robert Stark, my fellow co-chair, as well as Mr. Marcus Ruiz Evans, our CEO. Tonight is Tuesday, August the 3rd of 2021. We'll begin by going straight into a reading of the formalized and accepted resolution on the, what is it? Pardon me, it's a very long name. The Biden-Harris administration's new strategy counts on domestic terrorism.
Yeah, let me pull that up. Okay. All right. I will read the resolution. I'll share the screen to focus on it, and then I'll read the resolution. Is that okay with the two committee chairs?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. By the way, I am not Louis Marinelli. I don't know why his photo's up there. I was using StreamYard yesterday. That wasn't there. Now it's there. I don't know why, and I don't have time to fix it before we start a meeting. So apologies. We always have tech issues, and I'll work on it. This is a surprise to me. So, okay. Can everybody see this email text?
Nope, it's mirror screen.
Okay, let's try that again. All right, we'll try again. Share screen, window, resolution meeting, try that. Can everybody see the resolution text now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. This resolution was approved by Jason, Marcus, and Robert, so I will read it now. In the aftermath of greater political turmoil and the proposed January 6th Commission on the Capitol Hill riots, the Biden-Harris administration has proposed one of the most draconian crackdowns on civil liberties in the name of fighting domestic extremism and combating extremist views on the coronavirus pandemic. The Biden administration has crafted a national strategy to combat domestic extremism using the same tactics long used against foreign nations during the Cold War. The Biden administration's national strategy for countering domestic terrorism and associated policies will create a new depth to our loss of civil liberties by instating such practices as encouraging friends and associates to turn people in if they don't agree with their views, as occurred during the Nazi regime, suggesting that a person should be completely cut off from expressing themselves in the current way that is done on the internet. If only one company complains, all should automatically completely remove that person from any societal participation, deploying military technologies commonly used in war on foreign soil to quell unrest of the domestic population, employing a loose definition of what defines extremist views, therefore creating a sociological chilling effect. The government could suspect you of harboring bad views, sometimes even in ways that you can't imagine, because it is undefined. The method, therefore, discourages all participation in free speech. Screening government employees about their political stances, something that was enshrined in the Constitution as something that should never occur. Proposing to monitor everyone's text messages from private communications as they do in communist China. Never before has the American government gone to such lengths to control their people. These measures of control are all new and extreme pushes back and extreme pushes against civil liberties in America. Besides, the crafted multiple ideas having dire implications for the civil liberties of American citizens, this act demonstrates that the soft power of the American establishment is unable to hold the nation together. The abuse of civil liberties is often a sign that a nation is broken, usually due to polarization, and that hard power must be used to maintain order and cohesion, and this crackdown on civil liberties. I'm going to erase, sorry, this just doesn't flow. This new strategy is an example of this old truth. There you go. Edited, grammared, ready to go.
Not to, poke at you hard or anything. I know you've been busy, but this is exactly why I asked beforehand for one last little review. But this isn't happening live stream.
I did review it. I missed it.
Okay, so we're all good with what's there.
Yeah, I'm going to send you guys an email saying it's approved. And
Yeah, it's final.
approved, and it will be presented on Sunday.
And then also on Sunday we should sorry about that. Also on Sunday we should get it up on the Congress website. Yeah.
I will try. Yes, it should go there. Yes, it should. I just, every other additional assignment, I'm like, ugh, okay. Yes, we will get it up on the Congress website. Okay, let me give Fuji a call. I was really hoping he'd be here. 5 minutes be on. He said that at 7:13, which would be in 1 minute, Fuji will be here. So in 1 minute, Fuji says he'll be here, and we will start the political party discussion.
Yeah, I was just about to very formally say that since our newest member is arriving for the committee that he is heading now, I think rather than move on to more business, we can just adjourn the issues committee there. And there we go.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening,
Hello.
Fuji.
Hello.
Hello, Marcus. Hello, Robert. Jason, my apologies for running late. Busy day today. Busy day.
Cuauhtemoc from Baja, California. How you doing, sir?
Yes, I am in the last days of COVID. I was infected, and I recovering here at home, but everything goes okay with me and my family.
Ay, Dios mío, mi hermano.
It's like a little inferno where I survived, and I really recommend the vaccination because it's we have in Los Cabos high levels also in La Paz of COVID infection, and we have to take care of each other. And just a short message, Marcos. I came just to salute you. I'm working hard in my normal rate of work, and I came just to salute and never forget that you have a friend here in Baja California. I think Felipe were here with us, but I don't know why he's in here. But I in the same feelings about the movement Calexit, and I hope and I desire the best wishes for the formation of the new party in California, and work for the future that I think will be better for the next generations if we work in this project that I feel deep in my heart.
Morgan, can I tell you something?
Yes.
Muchísimas gracias y bienvenido, hermano. y todos somos californios hoy día. Y Baja California, Sur California, Norte California, somos unidos en californios. Y claro que sí, estoy esperando para comunicarse más contigo y con los otros apoyantes en Baja California, Norte, Sur, hasta Los Ángeles, hasta San Francisco, hasta La Paz. Porque juntos somos unidos. Sí se puede, hermano.
Yes, a great salute, and thank you for your receivement and for your wishes.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye. Bienvenido.
No,
Gracias.
don't go yet, Cuauhtemoc. Stay for a few minutes if you would.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cuauhtemoc, if you could stay, please.
Okay.
So let me start this off, and then I'm going to turn it over to Fuji because he's
Yes.
the director. But let me just do a quick introduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the commercial that we always use at the beginning of a meeting. We already did it. We did a committee meeting right now. So I'm going to do the commercial again. When we come out of this commercial, it will be the Yes California Political Party Exploration Commission with newly appointed Yes California Director Fuji Shioura. So 1 second, we're going to go to commercial. I'll do an intro to what we're here for, and then Fuji will take it from there. 1 second. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is the first meeting of the Yes California Political Party Exploration Committee. 1 second. Political. Okay. So that's, let me make that a ticker bar. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, there, everybody can see the name. So we have recently decided at Yes California, by the way, that is not my photo. That is Louis Marinelli's photo. I don't know why that's there. That was not there yesterday when I used this program, and now it's suddenly there. I have absolutely no idea how that got there, and I found out right before the show. My apologies. So John Bowman is joining us. Hey, John.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, guy. Hey. All right, we're just getting started right now with the Political Party Exploration Commission with Fuji Shioura. I'm going to introduce it, and then we're going to hand it over to Fuji. So, Yes California has been hosting debates for the California recall election. Now, while we did not support the recall election, we have tried to host debates with as many candidates as possible. Because of that, we were able to get a hold of 25% of all candidates in the declared candidates and also the registered candidates. One of the connections that we made there was Fuji Shioura. Fuji has gone to the Yes California meetings a couple times. He has routinely promoted Yes California. He has spoken well of the organization, and that was all before he was a member. Recently, he accepted membership and a title as an officer, Yes California, as the director of the Political Party Exploration Commission. Essentially what this is that Yes California, under Fuji's leadership, he's the director of this project, is going to explore the idea of creating a political party that's tied or aligned with Yes California to whatever degree. Roughly, the concept would be, can we sell sovereignty of choice to people from any political parties? So we already went through this meeting at the Congress. There's only a few guidelines for what this commission can do. It's largely up to where Fuji and the team that works with him takes it. But a couple rules from Congress were, this has to be a political party that anyone from any other political party could join. It's not supposed to be another super lefty liberal party. There's already a billion of those in California. It's supposed to be something that Green Party members and Libertarians, Republicans, Solidarity Party members, super liberal, super lefty, Bernie-crats to Republicans could all join, maybe even a few Trump voters. And because the idea is that we want to make a political party that says, if you're willing to promote sovereignty of California, I'll get to that in a second, then we want to back you. We don't care what party you're with. So it's a political party that's unlike all others, and that will back any candidate who does that. Now, sovereignty of choice, this was another rule, also has to be along a guideline. As we called it, there's the Fuji spot, where you start with saying, hey, I don't want full independence. I want California to turn to territory status where it would have more freedom. There's also the option of saying, I don't want California to be independent, but I love it when California ignores federal laws. That's another form. There's also the option of saying, I want full-blown secession right now. And there's also the other option of saying, I think gradually we can encourage people to California to this. The idea is that we wanted to create a party that was safe for anybody to join, and they could come in with the level of California independence that they're comfortable with, going from ignoring federal laws to being more of a California nationalist to promoting a Puerto Rico style thing to full-blown secession. So this political party has to be open to people from a variety of parties, and it has to be open to a variety of people who are at different levels of pursuing independence for California. Additionally, it needs to create a platform of no more than 10 points. Those are the only 3 conditions that we have. Fuji is an expert in politics. He is an elected official. Yes, California is exceptionally proud to have our first elected official as an officer creating our political party. We think it gives a lot of credibility. Fuji also knows almost all of the candidates that ran in the recall election, as he formed a contact page for them. He's well respected, well thought of by many of the people, and hyper knowledgeable of elections, and actually ran in an election. He's the right person for the job to give us the kind of gravitas we need. So you heard those conditions. It's got to be 10 points, no more. It's got to be available to people from different parties, and it has to be available to people to back sovereignty to whatever degree they want. It's now free reign. I'm going to turn it over to Fuji Shioura. Robert Stark and Jason Wright agreed to be on this committee. John Bowman is also interested, and Fuji personally requested that Yes California reach out to our partners in Mexico so that Latinos in El Movimiento de Independencia de Baja Peninsula would feel welcomed. So, Cuauhtémoc, I invited you specifically because Fuji, who's Asian and not Latino, but I got to tell you, as a Latin person, wow, Fuji, I think, was Mexican in a previous life, or El Salvadoran or Guatemalan or something. I just get that impression. So I'm going to shut up. I'm turning it over to Fuji. Fuji has to listen to you guys, but he has the ability to make final decisions, as it was his project and following the protocol of Yes California. Fuji, take it away. Let's have a great discussion on what should it be a political party that reaches out to all parties, all sovereignty levels, in no more than 10 points. Fuji Shioura.
Yes, thank you, everybody. So glad to be here. And I'm so happy that we have such a good panel today. From here all the way down to Mexico and Baja California. As we could see, this interest is now international. It's not merely local. So that the aspiration to be free, the aspiration to be good neighbors with our fellow republics is also an equally strong motive for sovereignty of choice in some form or fashion. As for me, I have been promoting, as of late, that perhaps the best way to pursue California sovereignty of choice is a territorial status similar to or like of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is what we call a United States territory. And because of that, they have some limited form of independence. For example, they had an Olympian in the Olympics, okay? Well, that's symbolic. It's a start. Also, it should be noted that the federal government, the IRS, is in control in Puerto Rico, however. So there's a lot of federal oversight in Puerto Rico. The IRS, the United States IRS, is in full control in the island of Puerto Rico. However, they do have various tax regulations that are turning Puerto Ricans into very successful entrepreneurs to get outside sponsors, outside funding. Puerto Rico Tax Act 60, just one of them, turning Puerto Rico into a tax haven, and some say perhaps a cryptocurrency haven for the future. Perhaps, and time will tell. Going back to us in California, if we became a territorial status, if we devolve into a territory from a state to a territory, that could give us much more sovereign choice in the future for other progressive changes if necessary. Um, Going back to this model, I believe is more inviting for many other people, more so for elected officials. Um, for example, I do believe on the 10 points, 10 general points that is open for discussion and modification with my colleagues and the voters of California. First and foremost, what I would like to see is that one, we consider and vote on should we become a territory, United States territory like Puerto Rico. Number two, for this to occur in some form or fashion, is it time to consider a sovereign currency for California in the form of a cryptocurrency? It should be noted that the president of El Salvador, a very young president, very ambitious and talented president, is now allowing the US dollar to be their currency alongside a cryptocurrency, which I find quite fascinating. Time will tell if this will be a success. Number three, we should also consider key points that make us California. We have to recognize that we're different than many other states. And one of the most obvious reasons is out of the 40 million Californians here in the state, I'm proud to say that an estimated 15 million are Latinos, maybe third generation, first generation, second generation, fourth generation. Some speak Spanish, some don't speak Spanish. But in some form or fashion, the 15 million are Latino, be it a Mexican heritage or Chilean or Peruvian and Dominican. There's various forms of Latin America. But whatever the case may be, the Latino, they're Californios in California, very different than other Latinos from Tejanos in Texas. And fourth option, we have to have some prioritization to prioritize education. I feel education is important. I'm coming from an education background. I probably worked and served at the high school, middle school, elementary school level as an educator. I feel that it's important to standardize some forms of education, not all, but one of them is let's make sure our kids learn three primary languages. One of them is English, Spanish, Chinese, and that list of category and that priority. Chinese could be an option. Other options for a third language could be Korean, Japanese, Persian, and a few others. But definitely the second language has to be Spanish. It will only help our kids to be a productive, successful member of the future workforce. Now, whenever that our economy, our global economy is becoming more interconnected. We could only see this. I see it all the time in San Diego and Tijuana, as we are interdependent, interconnected. Okay. Number five, the environment. The environment plays a crucial role, be it the wildflowers up north or the wildflowers in other places, or the water filtration necessity we have in Imperial Beach in San Diego into our neighbor city, sister city of Tijuana. And I say sister city, not a neighbor city. It's a sister city. Okay, Tijuana y San Diego. Very same language, okay? Different boundaries, but it's both in Spanish, okay? And so we have to have a priority on environmentalism. I think that's a hallmark of California. And I'm proud to say that previous legislators and politicians, Republican and Democrat alike, have wisely promoted pro-environment legislation, namely such as, Governor Brown in the 70s and so forth. So that's great. Number six, we have to really support and expand our handicap laws. I do have a sister who's Down syndrome, and my mother used to say, if God ever had a favorite, it's definitely our Down syndrome children, and I love my Down syndrome sister very much. They're the most innocent amongst us. And I'm so proud to say that California has led the way in wheelchair accessibility and helping blind people with menus and other features to make sure that they're incorporated in society. We have to continue pushing the boundaries of handicap laws in a way that's fair and just and not harmful to small business. There has to be a balance approach. Number 7, what I also would like to believe and discuss is also California is multinational, it's multicultural, it's multilingual. This is the time to really reach out to our neighbor, or sister cities in Baja California to really work together. When we work together on a trade delegation, because we are not a country as of yet, that's up to the voters, we could at least expand our trade delegations. There's been some from San Diego and Tijuana and so forth, but if we could go much further, perhaps, as a cryptocurrency in California, could we agree on a cryptocurrency for Baja California and for California? Something that we need to discuss with our family and friends and neighbors in Baja California. Also, number 8, we have to really concentrate on core issues that matter to voters, regardless if it's Republican, Democrat, and that is the cost of living in California. The cost of living in California, I've talked to voters. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, or no party. It's out of control. It is so difficult to live here, from Fresno to Los Angeles to San Diego. We are all impacted by the cost of living. And so we have to find a way to do that. And this is where Baja California will play a key role in having affordable housing for us Californians to be able to go back and forth in Mexico. And likewise, we need to reciprocate that kindness. If Baja California is kind enough to allow me and my family and friends and neighbors to reside and live and work in Baja California, we should classify Baja California as a special trade area to allow them with a special visa status to come and go likewise. Okay, number 9, what we also need to do is really imagine that technology is a core part. You know, technology is moving. Silicon Valley makes California richer beyond imagination. This is a fact. You know, Apple has more money than some countries, and I'm really grateful that it's in Cupertino. I'm grateful that it's here in California, and we have to make sure that whatever policies we do to make California a United States territory, that it will be pro-business for our silicon companies. We do not want them to leave. We do not want another Tesla to leave the state. So we have to be very mindful of that. And this is where education plays a key role, what I mentioned previously, and I will get to. Number 10, we need to have sovereign choice, or last choice, sovereign choice. For me, that means for the state of California to devolve into a territory status like Puerto Rico. And that sovereign choice is up to the voters. It's not up to me or any small group of individuals. Well, 40 million people. And I believe 40 million Californians have the heart, the integrity, the goodwill to do what's right for all Californians. And to do what's right is to listen to all Californians. And that includes the ones that are Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Libertarian, or members of a new political party called Yes California. What does yes mean? Why do we need a new political party called Yes California? Well, California to me means tolerance. It means that undocumented immigrant with United States born children. It has profound meaning that some states may or may not have. For me, DACA is irrelevant. We don't need it. We need our own form of citizenship for our children, for all people, for our Californios. Okay. And one way to do that is to become a territory. I'm grateful that we have such a mixed culture. I'm grateful that we have such an amount of mixed races. And sovereign choice also includes a sovereign immigration policy that best fits us in the state of California and perhaps soon a territory of California. Because at the end of the day, sovereign choice is also about not biting the hand that feeds you. And who works in the farm fields? Who works in the kitchens? We all know the answer to that. So sovereign choice goes far beyond just United States territory of California. It also goes to making our own laws and immigration laws and banking laws and food security laws and security laws and water and power. There's much more to talk about. This is just the beginning. And like California, we say yes to. We say yes to new ideas. We say yes to bold and creative ideas. And we include all Californians, you watching this now, to join the discussion. I'm sure that you watching this have great ideas. And we are all here in the organization of Yes California to say, yes, we are listening to you. Thank you.
Viva todos Californios.
Viva California. Si se puede. Yes, we can. And yes, long live California. Absolutely. And you know, let me just jump on a topic, Morgan, since you're here. One of the solutions I have, and please share this with the mayors down in Baja California with our neighbors, is that we have something called LTA, lighter than air. It's like a big blimp. The Goodyear blimp is a good example. Various companies have figured a way to modify lighter than air, or similar to an airship, we call it, to have more cargo space. So in theory, we could transport up to 7 to 10 truckloads of cargo, for example. And as you know, an airship could travel about 150 miles per hour or so. That may not seem fast in the grand scheme of things in the air. However, if anybody's driven in California in traffic jam, 150 miles is really good. Now, what I propose is to lessen the housing problem we have in California, because it's so costly to build here, is that we could have lighter than air airships for passengers from Los Angeles, Vegas, Vegas to Los Angeles to San Diego, San Diego to Tijuana, Tijuana to Ensenada, Ensenada to La Paz. And that could be an air corridor for public transportation with Baja California. And also California, we have to remember that we do believe in the environmental protections. We have to really support that. And I foresee and hope that our friends and family in Baja California will someday, from Tijuana to La Paz, be completely automobile free, except with fire and safety and construction equipment. And I think Baja California, Norte and Sur, you know, North and South, because Baja California, some of our listeners may not know that there's two states. There's Baja North and Baja South. But the entire peninsula can be, you know, I believe, in theory, a car-free, automobile-free. And for that to happen, we need a viable, workable train line from Tijuana to La Paz. That would, to me, be a 15-year project. It would create jobs. We would have to make Baja California a special economic trade zone, so they would have a special visa with the territory of California to come and go as they please. Likewise, Californios, we could go to Baja California as we please, and we would reciprocate in kind. This would be a great benefit for us, because unfortunately, California at the moment is too much automobile dependent. It's just the way it is for us now, because we are 40 million people. However, that is not the case for Baja California. Baja California has the time and the smaller population to get things right and look at our mistakes with our mega cities, LA and so forth, and say maybe we could really not expand, but expand in a healthy environmental way. So going back to my 10 points, it is essential to remember my 10 points will obviously include Baja California in a very important way, because the cost of living here is out of control. Baja California can play a crucial, important, immediate role to help us in California able to go there and live and, yes, work. That's would depend on us too, working with Tijuana and Ensenada to expand more fiber optic cable for high-speed internet for Baja California. So teleworkers, people in technology, could work and live in Baja California with some reliability, but that has to be dependent on high-speed internet. That's one of the factors. And yes, on a geographical level, Baja California is part of California. We know that. And now is the time, if it's geographically part of us, is it time to think politically? How can politically Baja California become a sister neighbor to us as a United States territory? I feel that if we could make California a special territory like Puerto Rico, there's no reason why not to say, hey, let's go a step further. Let's make Baja California a special economic trade zone. Okay, the best way to stop illegal immigration, which is a burden on the Mexican economy in many ways, is to create jobs. You know, if we create that train line from Tijuana to Ensenada to La Paz, that's a 15, 20-year project. Not to mention, if while we're doing it, if California and Baja California merge a cryptocurrency, what's to stop us to redo our train lines from Tijuana to Monterrey, Mexico to the Gulf, and from us to San Diego from Long Beach to get our shipping goods transported over there? Yeah, we could use the Panama Canal, but let's think smart. Let's work together smartly. I feel that we don't always have to use the Panama Canal. We could always use Long Beach to container ships. We could also have container ships in San Diego port, okay, and also use that train line from Tijuana to Monterrey to the Gulf.
Hey,
All this
Fuji.
is consistent on us working together. Yes, Marcus.
Great idea. Love it. We only got about another 30 minutes.
Understood.
Can we get into discussion about a political party?
Yes, let me get back to that. The question of a political party for Yes California, I believe, know in my heart, that I met Democrats and Republicans that are very suspicious and upset. Today, I just met so many voters today, and they're doubtful of the DNC, Democrat National Committee, and the GOP, or the Mexican equivalent of the PRI and the PAN. The Mexicans joke the PAN and the PRI. Is there a difference? That's up to you. For me, no. Is there a difference between the DNC and the GOP? No, of course not. And this goes around in many other places around the world. We're no different. But what we are different is that we're all Californians. And being Californian is what makes us special. And if being California is special, as I believe, and you believe watching this, then shouldn't we have a special party just for us? I mean, think about it. If California is special, Silicon Valley, Hollywood, in so many other ways, why not have a Yes California party with the core essence of sovereign choice at hand? Now is the time to really consider doing it. And one way to do that, one method, not the only method, is to collect 73,000 signatures before January. If that is possible, if that is attainable, we would meet the threshold to have candidates run for the November 2022 general election. Now, if that doesn't happen, we could also prepare for the 2024 election. Whatever election we choose candidates to run as a Yes California candidate, it's essential that we explore the way, the method, and start the logistics of getting 73,000 signatures. I believe that 73,000 signatures is very quickly attainable. This recall election has shown that there's doubt in our state government, local government, county government, that regardless if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, or Green Party, that there is a desire for change. Change will not happen with the status quo. Morgan, as you know, you have the Morena party in Mexico. This is why they want to change from PAN and PRI. And this is why in California, we want change. Now more than ever, we need to say yes to change, yes to progress, and yes, be daring, be brave. Yes, take a chance, and yes to California. This is what the political party represents. Yes to being different. Yes, being the change you want others to be. And so 73,000 Californians, I know there's enough, more than enough, to say, yes, let's get that petition started. We'll get it done. One way to do it is voter registration forms. Each county has their voter registration forms. And when somebody signs that registration form because maybe they moved or relocated or so forth. You could also put other, and that other would be that other party. Yes, California. So that's one way to explore that possibility, that we would work with our local county voter registrars, get voter registration forms, and from those voter registration forms, have people refill it out and say, okay, you're a Democrat, you're Republican, Libertarian, or NPP. Here's your chance to sign it again. And when it says other, put yes, California. That's one way to do it. There's also other ways we'll get to in another meeting that I will explore. But for the sake of brevity and clarity, let's just stick with this topic at hand. Now, going to the 73,000 signatures, I believe in Los Angeles County alone, there's more than 73,000 people that would say yes to California party. I find it very hard to believe that a mega city, metropolis, and surrounding areas wouldn't be excited. I went to East LA, I went to Manhattan Beach, and all over. Some were, but many were more excited, curious at the least. And this is the time for us, Jason, Robert, and Morgan, and Marcus, and John, to go to your county registrars and inquire, what is the best way? What is the fastest way? Because maybe there's a faster way to do it in a county that's less populated than, say, Los Angeles County. What will work in Marin County may be different for us. And also, a question that I have not yet have been able to get answered from the county registrars is, do we have to stick with one method? Are we allowed to collect so many signatures in Los Angeles County and do a different method in a different county? And simultaneously submit it to the state of California. This is something that I'm still waiting on. So in any regard, it looks like it appears the fastest, the most convenient and practical way to start a new political party in the state of California under current laws would be using the county registrar's voter registration form, having that person sign it again, fill it out, correct address, and then when it says other, you write yes, California, those two words, and it's very important. And then once we meet the threshold of 73,000, we of course want double that to be on the error of margin. Many of us in politics know, especially in the recall, you always want to have an excess of signatures as a safety margin, so forth. But with 40 million people in the state of California and counting, I believe we could easily go double to be safe and really meet the January deadline. Am I expecting it to meet it January 2022? No, not yet. I am practical. However, it is something to aspire to. It's something to start a discussion. It's something to go to the college campuses to set up working groups with students. You know, colleges and universities, they have a Republican club, a Democrat club, and a Green Party club. Well, why not a Yes California club? Something to think about. Where I'm located, I'm near Fullerton College, Fullerton University. I'm also San Diego University, SDSU over there. So I would personally try to work on those. Also, I would work on Riverside. And let's not forget that we do have people in San Diego that commute from Tijuana but work in San Diego for various reasons, because the cost of living is much more affordable in Tijuana. So we also have to reach out to Californians that are teleworking in Baja California and even outside of the state. Also, the more important questions will be raised, such as, how much would it cost? How much staff do we need? These are questions that we have to address. Definitely, this has to be a multilingual campaign. English, Spanish, Chinese, Persian, Armenian, Arabic, just to name a few off the top of my head I could think of. And also the complicated question, if we become a United States territory, where we meet opposition or doubts from the Indian reservations, and their concerns should be always entertained and validated. And I look forward to going and meeting with the Indian reservations and listening carefully to their concerns. And they have to be taken into very careful consideration because as far as I know, the state of California has more numbers of nations, of Indian nations, if you will, than many other states. So not the largest, but we do have the most number of Indian nations, hence casinos. And how would that affect casino law and casino gambling law? All that will be discussed in another episode. But definitely that's part of it. But going back to starting, we need 73,000 signatures. I feel confident that if we concentrate on Los Angeles County, that we could get those 70,000. If we concentrate on other counties outside of Los Angeles as a backup to get an excess of signatures, that would greatly help. So even if it's a 5,000, 10,000 here, 5,000 in Marin County, or 2,000 in San Diego County, it all adds up to have a surplus of signatures when the time comes. And I feel confident that now is the time to reach out to your family and friends and neighbors, and also to start the discussion. Ed Borgen, please contact the news media in Mexico para una entrevista en español, so we can do an interview in Spanish. I would love to, because it's a core feature of our campaign that yes, California is tolerant of so many people and races. I'm mixed. I'm actually half Asian and half white. And Marcus is half white, half Latino. But what's more important is we don't even see that. Californios at the end of the day. Let's see.
If you speak Spanish very well, we can make a video with a message from you to Baja California.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. I can
Claro
do
que
it.
sí. And I would say eventually we should also plan, and not only doing a video, we should also plan to meet in person, Morgan. If we could somehow arrange that in the future. So we could talk to the local Chamber of Commerce in Tijuana and Ensenada, so I could share my plans with them and how it would benefit the local communities and also the universities and over there, that we should also entertain that idea that we could also talk to the other universities in Baja California, so I could explain the economic benefits of us working together and California becoming the United States territory of California. And so this is what it is. So I would like to open up the discussion to everybody here. Anybody has any questions?
I don't have questions, but I do have points about the platform that I'd like to go over.
Yes.
I guess the first starters is I have some suggestions, but is the name Yes California, is that finalized?
No. Sorry, Fuji.
No, but I do believe Yes California says everything who we are. I mean, if somebody's intolerant, I don't like you because you're white or black or you're Latino, that doesn't sound Yes California. I think there'll be a new political party called No California that would be intolerant. But when I say Yes California, being a Californian, and I'm a native, I was born in San Diego, it exudes, it screams tolerance. Being a Californian, yeah, we have differences, sure, but we scream tolerance. We scream diversity. California is known around the world as the creative hub of Hollywood, as the miracle work of Silicon Valley, of so many things, of the home of Apple and Google. And so we scream diversity. And I say yes to diversity. I say yes to tolerance. I say yes to inclusion. And saying yes, California, to me, seems natural. It seems providential, if you will.
I took some notes. So I had a California First Party that emphasizes the focus on California issues. Golden State Party encapsulates California exceptionalism. California Alternative Party emphasizes that it's an alternative to the Democrats and Republicans, and also focused on California issues. And then Yes California is focused on, as what you said, and then focused on California issues. And then a few others, Calexit Party, but I'm concerned That sounds too much like a one-issue party. And then going over the top issues is you mentioned just the cost of living and what should be the basic principles and economic policies, like whether there should, because I don't think we should be explicitly like a left or progressive party as the other Calexit party is, but whether there should be like a social safety net or some economic policy should be factored in. And then cost of living issues or an ownership society, and the housing issue, that's huge as far as cost of living. Freedom of speech, freedom of censorship, that's a huge issue. And then another one is the decentralization of power, whether we should advocate for some top-down policies, like say, as you said, in education, the language, the importance of language, and then then with that, like, should there be should we talk about like a decentralized model? So say something like the Swiss canton model, but either on a county or an even like smaller unit on like a neighborhood basis, allowing each regional area some degree of autonomy. So obviously Berkeley is going to be very different from Shasta County. So whether to allow that autonomy over government issues like education to deal with the amount of diversity in the state and different areas that might, like, what are shared values, and then to deal with these kind of divergent disagreements, granting smaller units autonomy based on that canton model. Then I would also say radical creativity, emphasizing including fostering innovation in the arts, science, technology, as an essence of California exceptionalism. Then a few others include environment, which you mentioned, and then civil liberties protection.
Well, Robert, everything you said has to be taken into consideration, and I am just so appreciative of what you just said. Those are topics that we need to discuss in another series. Those are very, very valid and excellent points. I'm going to have to carefully review them. And I believe, Robert, you're inferring, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think what we need, thanks to you, you gave me inspiration and idea of, thanks to you, Robert, is perhaps it's time to start exploring also not just creating a new political party called Yes California, or perhaps some other name, but a charter, a governing charter, perhaps a new constitution, a new Bill of Rights that reflects the best of us as Californians. Would you be okay with that, to start the exploratory proposal that Yes California proposes changes to the California Constitution that best reflects us?
Producing a proposed suggestions to change the California Constitution.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should, and then decide. I'm sure we'll have future meetings, but decide like which things are, whether there should be unified policies within the state, like, and then with the whole thing, like, I would advocate something on like the Swiss canton model. So it could be on a county basis, but also giving neighborhoods the right to petition for that, so they would have they'd have control of issues like education, for instance.
Right. Interesting. Each county, in theory, would become a province in its own right, and then perhaps depending on the size, some counties are so big and so sparsely populated. So your idea needs much more research, and I am excited to get to it, to get to work to do that, and come back to you with more answers. Definitely, you raise a lot more questions that deserve an answer, and that's what I'm here for. And those are excellent questions that I'm going to look into. And definitely, Marcus, everybody, if you could see it below, there's a name called 805 Now Vote. That is also a number and a text message. So you could call or text message that number. Do you have any suggestions or ideas? Please text it. I'm listening. 3 p.m., 3 a.m. Doesn't matter. I'm here. All Californians, You have a number to call or text. We will get back to you as soon as we can. It's a high volume call, so please be patient. If you do text or send messages to that number, we will get back to you. Please be patient. We're starting a new political party, and it's just getting started. And this is exciting. A canton model like Switzerland, I could say, hey, look at the Proton email system. It's based in Switzerland. It's in a secure area in a canton, and it's one of the securest emails in the world because they use their own servers in a mountain in Switzerland, but also because if there was a court order for those emails, they would have to go to a judge magistrate in Switzerland to get it from a canton. And that Swiss judge, more often than not, would not release it because the Swiss privacy laws are so strict and so powerful. And even on the micro level, the Swiss privacy laws at the canton level are even more strict and secure because that's how they do business, Switzerland, with their banking system. And now in technology with the known email system called Proton Mail. But excellent point, everybody. Jason, everybody's making good points today. Any other questions?
Would you call for like immigration policy of granting visas, allowing California to negotiate a deal to grant visas to, say, a specific country without approval of the United States?
Excellent point. Excellent point. Do we have to prioritize Mexicans from Baja California versus Guatemalans or Colombians? Yes, it's in our economic interest to do so because Mexico is a neighbor. We have an international border with Mexico. So yes, that's the way we prioritize Canadians. Canadians have a different treatment in immigration versus, say, somebody from far, far away because we have such close relations. They tend to view that, okay, a Canadian is just here visiting. They will go back more often than not. So it's less strict most of the time, not all the time. So yes, we do have to prioritize our relationship with Mexico versus other countries. Absolutely. It's in our both economic self-interest and security. Can we give equal visa status to, say, somebody from Ecuador than somebody from Tijuana? No. Somebody in Tijuana would have a special visa separate from all others just so they could come and go and pay taxes and work and have that lifestyle to reciprocate to us that they're doing it here. We could have Californians go to Baja California and live and work. So this is why we have to reciprocate in kind equally, 50-50, as partners, not as people telling people what to do. That doesn't work. Gunboat diplomacy, Monroe Doctrine was a long time ago. That won't work. We live in a smaller world. I do believe we have to have immigration controls. I do believe that if you have violent felonies, that yes, that person should not be here. No country wants somebody that's a danger to the community. However, if somebody is illegal here and has U.S.-born children here, and they are not violating serious laws, they're not committing violent felonies, we have to have a humane approach to that immigration policy. Because once again, we do not want to bite the hand that feeds us. Who works in the farms? Who works in the kitchens? We all know the answer to that. So we got to have a practical approach. It would only hurt our food security if we magically deported all the Mexicans, if we magically build a wall. Let's say we build a wall right now. Done. Okay, well, guess what? That wall works both ways. It will keep Mexicans out. It will keep us out and to empower communist China to have, what? Open up a naval base in Tijuana? Anything's possible. Mexico's a sovereign country. They could make deals with China if they wanted to. So it's not that easy. It's not that straightforward immigration policy. I think immigration policy for us in California, especially with sovereign choice, we need to tell the 15 million Californians sovereign choice includes you in very special ways for family members. And so we have to have a humane approach that has a beneficial economic self-interest. Any other questions?
This is going to be a long journey, but this is your chance to ask Fuji where he's at, where you see this going.
Yeah, this is a long journey. You're right, Marcus, and there's going to be many more questions. And I just want to say that, Morgan, if you have any people that have questions in Spanish, we'll make time. They're invited. Please invite them.
Give me your email, please.
Yes, Marcus, right. We will do that.
I will be sending out an email
to
everybody here, and it has Fuji's information. Fuji wants everybody to call him. So I know Jason called him for an hour. That's awesome. Robert, John, if you guys get a chance, Guatemala, he wants to talk to you guys, to build the connections because you're going to be building this thing. So please give him a call. I got the email. You'll have his contact information and what we discussed here. It's, I think, important to point out there's going to be 10 points that the idea is to have a big tent party. And whatever 10 points you guys agree on, it's got to be appealing to a wide variety of people across parties. And it's got to be appealing to people across a wide, where they're at with being independent.
I have a proposal, Marcus. Let's agree on 10 points by a certain date. And a certain date I have is the 15th of September.
A month from now?
Sure. The 15th of September, we should have 10 points that all of us we could agree on.
I think we should all email into a group email that CC'd our own 10 points and then check where they overlap.
Yes. Yes. Of course, we're not going to agree on 10 points in one hour video conference meeting. But I believe that if we could get everything started by the 15th of September, I think it would matter very much. Morgan, el 15 de septiembre, ¿me entiendes, no?
Sí.
Okay. And so this is important for many people and for many Californians for many other reasons we'll get into later. So the 15th September holds special relevance to me and family and friends. And I'm proud to say all Californians in some way. And now is the time to say, yes, we're going to make 10 points. This is the first meeting, and we're going to have many more. We are definitely have to do this weekly. We're not going to do this bi-weekly, tri-weekly. No, weekly or more times, several times a week. I believe definitely every Sunday for sure. We could make that. I'm ready for every Saturday and Sunday. I would feel comfortable with. If it's up to Marcus, would you be okay if we do it Saturday and Sunday?
Whatever time you guys can make. I can't make all the meetings, so that's why I wanted to go to these. I just don't have the time to be here for all the meetings. So Robert, Jason,
sure.
Robert, Jason, John, can you guys make Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday is better for me.
Okay.
Jason and Robert.
Saturday evening?
Yep.
Okay, yes, of course.
That's
Saturday
that's
evening.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then the meetings will...
Yeah, works for me too.
Let's do Saturday evening, this Saturday at 8 o'clock.
Yes, and Saturday meetings are better for me. It's better.
So 8 o'clock is okay?
Weekly meetings in Saturdays. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do this another. If we could do it this Saturday, 8 o'clock. And Morgan, please invite your family and friends and neighbors. And be sure to be curious.
No, they don't speak English.
That's okay, Yes, California, sí se puede. Ya estamos.
Ya, claro que sí.
I've been in immigration court many times interpreting. Many times. Okay? So, not a problem. I've been to immigration building so many times I forget, I lost count. And all for interpretation. So, don't worry. God's given me a talent, and we got to use it for the right reasons. And this is why it's providence that Yes, California will soon become a political party of tolerance, inclusion, creativity, and boldness and excitement. And this Saturday, definitely let's meet at 8 o'clock. And also, let's start meeting eventually maybe 3 times a week because we have so many counties here in the state of California. There's no reason why we couldn't at least get 10,000 signatures in the bigger counties and 1,000 signatures in the smaller counties. Okay, So we could definitely do that. Like in Marin, I think we could rely on 1,000 signatures. San Diego, maybe 10,000. Orange County, maybe a few thousand. Santa Ana. In Los Angeles County, maybe 40,000, 50,000 for sure. Okay, so we could get this done. I foresee that we're going to have this new political party meeting several times a week: English, Spanish, Chinese, Farsi, and a few other languages, Arabic. That's just California. That's who we are. And I don't know why the GOP and the DNC hasn't done that. I can't speak for them. But yes, California, I say we need to have meetings. I'm glad to interpret to the best of my capabilities for our audience. So we have the participatory of the voters, because what makes California great is our diversity. And yeah, we do speak different languages. And so this is what I'm foreseeing, that in the coming near future, we're going to have this in English. We're going to have this discussion in Spanish. We're going to have this discussion in Arabic, and in Farsi, and in Chinese. How could we not? And we're going to make the world a better place, because a sovereign choice for California is a sovereign choice for peace, for the state, for the country, for our neighboring countries, and for the world in general.
Can I make 2 comments, Fuji?
Yes, Marcus.
Okay, number one is, does anybody have a Zoom account or any sort of virtual meeting software that they have access to and can set up a meeting? Can anyone get a Zoom account? Great. I don't have the energy to do multiple meetings, so I will help set up this one for this Saturday. But Fuji, if you could get a Zoom account, so
yes.
I don't have to set everything up, then I'll handle it this Saturday. But by next week, that's cool. The other thing is, I totally get the significance of September 15th. However, this is an organization that people like to see things hopping and skipping. And
yes,
if I tell them, hey, 8 weeks from now we'll have something, that's not going to work. Sorry. So could we have a draft, just a draft, to present by August 27th?
Yes.
3 weeks from now.
A working draft, yes. As long as we stay in communication, we have to stay in communication at least 3 times a week, 2 times a week, at least. Because, Robert made some very valid points that deserve very detailed questions, detailed answers. And I really want to get to them. I want to do it justice, do it right. Because my name is Fuji, family, unity, justice, integrity. Unidad, justicia, integridad.
Órale, güey. Órale, carnal. Jason, Robert, John, other comments?
I'd just like to say I really, really liked Quasamuk's suggestion in the chat of calling it One California. He also brought up a potential for graphic, and I think the imagery is pretty powerful, and it's also kind of similar to one of our best graphics that Yes California has had. Which is the one where it's California breaking away, except this would have the whole California peninsula
I have to say,
there.
One California is easy to remember, easy to say in English, Spanish, and in other languages. It's multilingual. It's very, very interesting. One California as a new political party it's something that we definitely have to talk more about. If we could say One California, that has a powerful message too. The connotation that we're united, that we're together, that, you could be different, you could be this or that, and the political spectrum. But a lot of people I met that are upset about the Republican and Democrat parties being so divisive is they would like to see some oneness, some unity. So One California is a very appealing slogan, very appealing campaign name. That's, and the California flag, I talked to you, Jason, about the logo being the California bear. It's one bear. So I think everybody could be okay with that. I see it's something we're going to have to discuss more on. I like it. I can't find any argument with the concept of one California. It sounds really good. So can we talk about that this Saturday? Let's talk about a decision this Saturday. Should we stick with Yes California or One California as the name of the political party? Today is Tuesday. Let's think about it. Tomamos unas cervezas. Let's drink some beer. And,
Okay.
you know, Negro Modelo or whatever. Okay, we could have some California IPA. Let's definitely think about this. It is important. It's really important because once we choose a name for the political party, a lot of our marketing and slogan will be based on that. So today's Tuesday, Saturday's in a few days. So let's have that decision this Saturday. So do we get things moving like Marcus said? So that sounds reasonable?
Yeah.
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 En español es una California. ¿Sí?
Sí.
Yeah, I think, and Morgan, you think it would be good enough if we also said, out of curiosity, if we said California Uno California would be the same, right? They would still
Yes.
get the message, right?
Yes.
The message
So
would be the
it's
same.
totally understood for the Spanish and English language. One California.
Interesting. I say let's decide this Saturday. It's Tuesday. Let's carefully think about that, and I'll let the majority of people that show up. I will listen to the majority of the votes, and the majority of the votes say yes to Uno or One California. We'll go with it. All I ask, let's take time this Saturday, 8 o'clock. Everybody will have a vote. And if you have more cousins, Morgan or Jason, it's fair play. It's okay. As long as the, Californios, okay? Bring them in.
Yes. See you next Saturday. It's a good day to discuss that.
A las 8,
The name.
8 o'clock. Claro que sí. Te veré. Un placer, como siempre.
Gracias.
De nada.
I told you guys, Fuji's down with the brown. I told you, you meet this guy, and you're going to go, oh, who's this Asian guy? And I'm like, yeah, he's Asian, but he's very Latin. If you hang out with him, I'm just saying. Esta persona es como una latina, porque es una chino. ¿Entiendes?
Sí. Simón. Viva Californios.
I will send out an email with a link for this Saturday and what we agreed upon and all the notes and Fuji's info, and everybody's email will be in it, so you can all immediately start talking to each other. You can all contact Fuji. You'll have information on what the assignment is, and you'll have the information you need to directly join this Saturday at 8 p.m., and I'll have that out 5 minutes after this meeting's over. Promise.
Great.
I'm going to bring some notes, and I will be working on a logo for One California Party.
Good. Sounds great.
Nice.
Thank you.
And for all our viewers out there, I see Devil War's been watching. This upcoming Saturday, the next meeting will still be on this channel right now that we're broadcasting on. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, anyone viewing, same bat place, just a slightly different bat time.
Yeah, everything's going to be on the YesCA YouTube channel. It'll just be an individual stream link for you, the people in the meeting. But everybody else can just go to the YesCA YouTube channel Saturday at 8.
Mm-hmm. California time.
California time.
If you please.
If you please.
Because Washington, D.C., they're not working together. They're not on time. In California, we're going to, the Uno California party will get things done on time. California time.
Okay. Saturday, 9 p.m. for me.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Fuji, before we wrap up, I know, Kwatamaki got to go. Before we go, Fuji, could you explain what you meant by sovereign choice? I just really like the way that you explained that concept as you saw it. Just, I know we're leaving. Everybody's going to go like just in 2 minutes. Could you explain what you told me about your philosophy of sovereign choice and what it means and how you think that will appeal to a wide array of people here in California?
You know, today I woke up really early. Today, you know, is Tuesday, August the 3rd. And I woke up around 4:30 a.m. And, you know, I went out and I really forgot my phone today, this morning. And I was at the beach and, you know, gosh darn it, I didn't have my phone with me. It was a beautiful day at the beach. And I was thinking, that's what sovereign choice feels like. You know, no noise, no yelling, just having a good time with the sun and nature. And sovereign choice is about being free, to being liberated from the past, that you don't have to be a follower. You could be a leader and let that light shine. You're free to be conservative. You're free to be liberal. You have the sovereign choice to be so creative, you know, because in California, we have Hollywood, and Hollywood is all about sovereign choice of creativity. Silicon Valley, with their technological miracles, is about pushing the limits of technology to the furthest limits with sovereign choice of creativity. That is what being sovereign choice is about. What sovereign choice can we do for the environment to make it safer and better? What sovereign choice can we do for clean air and clean water? What sovereign choice can we do to reform immigration with humanitarian purpose and intent? What sovereign choice can we have for our future generations to have a free, fair, equitable, tolerant society, not just for California, but to be an example for the rest of the world? California is the leader, and sovereign choice is a natural birthright, inalienable birthright of all Californians to have sovereign choice of your future, of your health, of your mind, body, and spirit, and faith. Sovereign choice is what California is all about. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, any other comments before we wrap it up? Okay, and thank you all. I'm going to close the meeting. I will send out a, yeah, thanks. Quatamak put a Twitter post there if everybody wants to take a look in the private chat. You can grab that tweet. Okay, I'm going to close the meeting, and thank you everybody for being here. You listened to Fuji Shioura. He has recently taken over as an officer and the director of the Yes California Political Party Exploration Commission. This is the first meeting looking into that. Everybody who's in the Calexit Congress is welcome to join, as well as allies of Yes California. The members, John Bowman, Jason Wright, Robert Stark and Quatamak Morgan, along with Louis Marinelli, myself, and Fuji Hilari Shioura, are on an email, and you will all receive all the info you need here in about 5 minutes.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
Toda. Shukran.
Saturday.
And arigatou gozaimasu.
Nice.
So
Bye.